Chelsea gonna win the Champions League. What's happening, friends? How are you? And welcome back to Football Therapy with this guy. Me, your host Jan, the pale mythical warden ghoul who's seemingly got too high aperture on his camera and it's made me look whiter than a sheet. Is that better? Maybe I'm just pale. Anyway, I hope you're doing well. I really do hope that it's the lighting. Welcome back to Chelsea News. God darn it. Yes, today we got lots to talk about, actually. What is going on with Mudryk? Or Mikhailo Mudryk? Isn't it like pronounced Mikhailo Mudryk? I would like to get the pronunciation right. If you do know it, comment down below. Phonetically. Also, the Mail is citing Bill's sensational claims about the Thomas Tuchel sack story. And bearing in mind, it's not the first time we've heard of stuff, perhaps more stuff that went on that perhaps we didn't know about. Now, I understand, and disclaimer, recognise this is the past. He's not the current Chelsea manager. But of course, we are dealing with echoes of this recent transition. And it is in the headlines, ranking very highly with Chelsea News. And of course, this series is Chelsea News, me reacting to certain headlines, as you well know. So this isn't a hit piece on Thomas Tuchel. Of course, I haven't even written it. I'm a big fan of Thomas Tuchel, you know, and I loved that podcast he did when he went to that retreat. I love listening to him talk, and he, of course, is an excellent manager, and I will be forever grateful for his work. But as time goes by, perhaps it being untenable is coming to light more and more. So we'll talk about all that stuff today. Thanks for joining me, and thank you for dropping a like on the video. I wonder if I put this here and make it bigger. Hold on. Once more. Where are you gone? I've lost it. Hot dog, I've lost it. Okay, well, there you go. That's my fault for moving it, and now no one can subscribe. I've broken it. What a knobhead I am. Anyway, let's get into it. Alright, we'll start with Thomas Tuchel then. The Mail Online. So, apologies for that. Like I said, a high-ranking Chelsea story. When the search term Chelsea News comes in, it is floating around at the top like the turd in the water that the Daily Mail is. I don't want to look at it. It's floating there. How can you not look at it? You know? It's like, don't look at the floating turd. But it's there. You have to acknowledge it. I'm terribly sorry for this analogy. Thomas Tuchel, quote, was sacked by Chelsea for mysterious off-the-field reasons and because players lost respect for him. The email from his ex-wife claims, ooh, dramatic. Wagatha Christie vibes is back as he seeks an injunction to stop her publishing it. That's pretty darn wild. Seeking an injunction to prevent her from publishing the truth of his sacking. Now, this is interesting because Simon Jordan of TalkSport, a divisive character. I did a video on his claims. I really like listening to Simon Jordan. He's the kind of guy who you hate, but then really like at the same time, you know? He's like 20% Piers Morgan and 80% Jan Football Therapy. Sorry, I'm in a silly mood today. But yeah, he said there's an incredible sensational story of the true reason why he was sacked. And he said it because obviously he was a club owner himself for Crystal Palace. He said, look, if that was a manager, I would have absolutely canned him as well. See you later, mate. But he said in his words, that's Todd Boehly's story to tell and not mine. Well, it could be ex-Mrs. Tuchel's story to tell. If this story is true, allegedly. Thomas Tuchel was sacked for the off-field reasons because the players lost respect to him, according to his wife. This revelation came in a hearing in Munich's district court following the split between Tuchel, 49, and his wife, Cici, 51, last year after 13 years of marriage. Also, do you remember, there was a story that when he split up with his wife, obviously that affected his performance as Chelsea manager, and then he got some really young Brazilian girlfriend, and the players were a bit, raising eyebrows about it. Mate, go for it, do you know what I mean? Get yourself a young Brazilian girlfriend, enjoyed life, but maybe his mind was elsewhere. A German newspaper, Bild, which of course is one of the big publications in Germany, reported that Cici, of course his wife, a former journalist for Süddeutsche Zeitung. I reckon I pronounced that right. I'm guessing a German publication as well. Received a call from England in which she was given the alleged reasons for his Chelsea sacking in September last year. These alleged reasons is probably what Simon Jordan is citing. She was apparently told that the Chelsea players had lost respect for the manager who led them to the Champions League success in 2021. Mysterious, again, off-field reasons were also cited. These reasons were put down in an email, and Tuchel wanted to use a temporary injunction to prevent Cece from disclosing the message, Bill said. So basically, she's been told the reasons, the mysterious, real reasons why Tuchel was sacked. Not the fact that the players reportedly, allegedly lost respect for him, but something happened. So whatever Simon Jordan's saying, and whatever this email was saying from his ex-wife, now ex-wife Cece, to the point where he wants to put an injunction on it. So, I'm talking about this because it's news. I want to talk about it because it's relevant to our club and our recent happenings at Chelsea Football Club. I love Thomas Tuchel as a manager, and I'm thankful for what he does. I'm just very mindful that when I react to certain news, people think that I'm one way or another. I try and be impartial with everything. I just don't want people to think that I'm trying to put a hit piece on this guy, because I'm absolutely not. At the time, differences of opinion between Tuchel and the new Chelsea ownership, led by Todd Boehly, as well as, of course, poor results on the pitch, were given as the reasons for his dismissal. Bild said they were unable to publish the wording of some of the claims in the email for legal reasons, and neither Tuchel, who didn't attend the hearing, or his ex-wife, who did, wish to comment. Smart. The pair married in 2019, have got a couple of daughters together, and they had split, they've started doing divorce proceedings. The presiding judge said in the Munich hearing was held behind closed doors because of the highly personal area of life, and the truthfulness of the statements was disputed as well. It goes on a little bit more, but I don't need to read. And of course, in true Daily Mail form, they are citing the Simon Jordan claim. Simon Jordan said the real reasons Boehly sacked Tuchel would, quote, would make people's eyes water, end quote. Sensational, dramatic EastEnders stuff there for those of you from the UK. I don't watch EastEnders, disclaimer. Dramatique. Nothing should take away the great work Tuchel has done for Chelsea, but I think it's worth mentioning this story because maybe, just maybe, Todd Boehly, Egbali, Clearlake, the whole ownership group that caught so much heat for sacking Tuchel, even now, not from Chelsea fans, from these fans from other clubs, pundits, analysts. Oh, well, I shouldn't have sacked Tuchel. Stupid owners, thick, stupid, spending loads of money, sack Tuchel, what a bunch of knobheads. Maybe, just maybe, there is a sobering truth behind the scenes, and actually the fact how they've kept their mouth shut to maybe even protect Tuchel in a way is probably a commendable thing from the owners. Incredible, really. So let's move on and let's talk about Mudryk. So, Chelsea are on a winning streak. Bang, bang, bang. Multiple wins in a row. Multiple clean sheets in a row. In multiple competitions. Try and stop us. Bang, bang. If we don't beat Leicester away, I'm going to feel terrible. Anyway, point being, what is this situation going on in my hat? This does not look good. Hold on, let me just... Okay. Of course, the big question is the £88 million man, Mykhailo Mudryk, not utilised, and in fact, in the Dortmund game, turned to a half-fit Pulisic off the bench, as opposed to Mudryk. So what's up there? Now, bearing in mind, Potter absolutely would have signed off on the signing and knows that you do not spend 88 million over... I know, granted, amortized over 8.5 years, yada, 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 but it's still, you don't put that outlay on a player if you're not going to use him. But then again, there could be mitigating circumstances. So let's jump into football.london from an article from Luke Veer. Wire. Signing £88 million in January, Mykhailo Mudryk, Chelsea's career has failed to hit the heights his hefty price tag may have promised. People are so impatient, aren't they? The Ukraine international's first 6 appearances for Graham Potter sides, none of which saw 90-minute outings, brought no goal contributions. Those 6 games also coincided with a worrying spell of form for the entire side. True, context required, having drawn 3 and lost 3 during that time. While just 1 goal was scored in the 1-1 draw against West Ham, as such, Mudryk took the role of an unused substitute for Chelsea's next game against Leeds, of course, which we won 1-0. The 22-year-old was given a watching brief once more following against the match of Borussia Dortmund, with the Blues making it back-to-back wins for the first time since October. Of course, this referencing the private conversations Potter's had in the background. Firstly, I just want to mention on this, people are saying to Potter, you've got this big squad, you've got all these players, you've got wingers in Noni Madueke and Mykhailo Mudryk, like, in a system that you've gone back to your 3-4-3, it's not really a winger system. Wing-backs occupy the winger space, and the forwards you use have to be able to play narrower. Of course, Kai Havertz plays narrow. Of course, João Felix, of course, plays narrow. And even Sterling, people think he's a winger, and yes, he sort of is, but he's played false 9. When he plays for England, he plays very close to Harry Kane. So people are saying, keep that front free to Graham Potter, you know. Don't worry about Mason Mount. Don't worry about the wingers. Build cohesion, build chemistry, build, like, continuity. A lot of people are calling for that. But then, of course, understandably, people are calling for the shiny new toys in Noni Madueke and, of course, Mudryk. The head coach's man management skills are likely to be a crucial part of his Chelsea tenure, as the club's seemingly bloated squad will result in numerous stars being given disappointing selection news, at least certainly until the summer. Mudryk's rapid rise will have meant he won't be used to not starting games, let alone not receiving any minutes. So, Potter has aimed to ensure this won't have negatively affected the recent arrival. The former Brighton boss has chosen to take the Ukrainian out of the limelight as he continues to adapt to a new environment. In his place, the attacking trio of the aforementioned Felix, Sterling and Havertz led the lines in both matches, and of course we scored 2 on Tuesday. Competition remains fierce in that area of the pitch, with the likes of Pulisic, Mason Mount, I guess, forwardish, and Ziyech also competing for similar positions. And this isn't even mentioning Madueke. However, there is hope for a triumphant return. Thank God, our £88 million signing may play again for just the 7th time in his Chelsea career. When the time is right. Tuesday's huge Champions League win against Dortmund saw the heavily criticised Marc Cucurella reinstalled into the starting lineup. Basically, sorry man, I've got a cold, and yes, I've always got hay fever, and yes, I've always got a cold. Look, you can read this, I want to talk about it. Basically saying there is constant communication between the manager and players, and those players who are not playing, and it would like to highlight the instance of Marc Cucurella, who was playing badly. Yes, his house was broken into, there was reasons for that, but he was playing badly. He was taken out of the limelight, and then brought back in a really high-profile game, and then guess what? He won man of the match. Masterclass from gaffer Graham Potter? Maybe. Could be luck. Could he, if he does it again with Mudryk, if he keeps Mudryk out the side, brings him in, he plays really well when he feels he's ready, then it will look like a masterstroke from the Chelsea manager. But look, this guy is absolutely talented. Of course, when he came off the bench against Liverpool and Anfield in the 0-0, he nearly scored like an Eden Hazard-esque goal. Maybe the adrenaline carried him through that moment, and maybe we're looking for not adrenaline in moments, we're looking for tactical understanding in how we need to play for the moment. Just an assumption. Clearly very talented, clearly got the assets to be successful in the Premier League, as does Noni Madueke. Very different, of course. Mudryk's a sort of like high-octane, direct sort of missile, and Noni Madueke will probably slow the game down a bit more and keep the ball close control and try and dribble in and play through people, where, you know, Mudryk will just blast through the wall. if that makes sense. Still, I think they've obviously both will be utilised. We bought both to be in the first team squad. Of course, you don't spend 88 million on a player not to play for Chelsea. Mudryk, granted, it only costs 30 million, and we've definitely loaned out players for more than 30 million before. But I do think we bought him to utilise him, especially with that right wing being a little bit more lighter, and with Hakim Ziyech expected to leave in the summer. So, what do you think, man? Pretty sensational stuff, top to bottom. Comment down below. I would do the like and subscribe thingamajiggy, but I can't see it. It's disappeared, so that's a shame. I've messed up my OBS. But please do drop a like, consider subscribing, and I look forward to seeing you, friends, here on my next video. So turn the ruddy bell on. I'll do a little bell icon. Boop. Does something like that. Anyway, peace.